Welcome to SS Tutorial. Today I came here with one more new video. This video is going to be on a very important topic. So please don't skip and keep watching. Indian river system is broadly divided into two main parts. They are Himalayan river system and Peninsular river system. Today in this video we will discuss about Peninsular river system. So let's begin. Before starts our topic, we have to know what is a peninsula and what is meant by a river system. Let's know them. A peninsula is nothing but a piece of land, or at least three sides are surrounded by water, and at least one side of that land is connected to the mainland. If you look India on a map, then you obviously found that three sides of India is surrounded by water, and only north side is connected to the mainland. And a river system is nothing but a number of rivers, which consist one main river and all its tributaries and distributaries. Sometimes river system is also called as drainage system. Peninsular rivers are those rivers which originates and flows through the peninsular part of a country. In India, which rivers are originated from peninsular plateau or hills is called as peninsular rivers of India. In a simple language, we can say which rivers of India originated from southern and central plateau and hills of India is called as peninsular rivers of India. Those peninsular rivers of India has numbers of specific river system which are called as Indian Peninsular River System. In this video, we will discuss briefly about those river system which are under Indian Peninsular River System. So let's begin. Indian Peninsular River is broadly divided into two parts. They are east flowing rivers and west flowing rivers, or rivers falling into Arabian Sea and rivers falling into Bay of Bengal. Subsidence of western flank to the peninsula leading to its submergence below the sea during the early tertiary period, and northern part of the peninsula bends at the time of the formation of Himalaya, which caused two rift valley from which two main rivers of peninsular India, Narmada and Tapi, flows through, and it goes opposite direction, that is westward direction, and joins with the Arabian Sea, and the south of the bend tilted slightly eastward during this time. Thus, entire topography of peninsular India tilted towards the east. That's why almost all rivers of the peninsular India flows eastward and joins with the Bay of Bengal. East flowing rivers or rivers which are falling into the Bay of Bengal consist number of river system including Godavari river system, Kaveri river system, Krishna river system, Mahanadi river system and so on. And west flowing rivers or rivers which are falling into the Arabian Sea consist of numbers of river system including Narmada river system, Tapi river system, Luni river system and so on. Let's know about some important east flowing peninsular river system. Now we will know about the Godavari river system. The Godavari, also called as Dakshin Kashi or Dakshin Ganga, is the largest river system of peninsular India and third largest river system of India. It is also the longest river in peninsular India and second longest river of India. The Godavari originates from Brahmagiri mountain near Trimbakeshwar in the Nasik district of Maharashtra, almost 80 km from Arabian Sea, at a height of 920 meters from the mean sea level. After origin, the Godavari runs towards the east and flows through the Deccan Plateau, and then it meets with the Bay of Bengal at Narasapuram in West Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. The total length of Godavari from its source to mouth is about 1465 km. A major portion of the Godavari basin stretches over Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Odisha, and a smaller portion stretches over Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka and Union Territory of Puducherry. Total catchment area of the Godavari is 3,42,812 square km, which is almost 1/10 of India. The Godavari basin is bounded by Satmala Hills, Ajanta Range and Mahadeva Hills on the north side, Eastern Ghats on the east and the south and Western Ghats on the west side. The Godavari is regarded as sacred rivers to Hindus and there are number of religious spots on the river bank. The Godavari is a seasonal river which dried during the summer season and the widened during the monsoon season. The Godavari has a large number of tributaries on the both sides of the river bank, though the left bank tributaries are more in number and also longer than the right bank tributaries. Important left bank tributaries of the Godavari are Dharna, Penganga, Wenganga, Wardha, Paranhita, Pench, Kanhan, Indravati and so on. And the right bank tributaries of the Godavari are Provara, Manjara, Mula, Maner and so on. Manjara is the most important right bank tributaries of the Godavari. The Godavari divided into several distributaries near Rajahmundry and forms a wide delta which supports 729 person per square kilometer, nearly twice the density average than the nation. Chitrakoot waterfalls is located on the Indravati river, which is the left bank tributaries of the Godavari. Doleshwaram barrage, Joykwadi dam, Gangapur dam was built on the Godavari river. Let's know about Kaveri river system. The Kaveri is the most holy river for South Indian people, which is also known as South Indian Ganga. The Kaveri was also called as Ponni, means the golden maid. It is the second largest river of South India. The Kaveri originates from Talkaveri at Brahmagiri range in the Western Ghat in Kodagu district of Karnataka state at a height of 1341 meter above the mean sea level. After origin, the river flows in a southeastward direction through the state of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and then the river discharges itself into the Bay of Bengal. Total length of the Kaveri is about 805 km. Before joining into the Bay of Bengal, the river divided into several distributaries and forms a wide delta called the Garden of Southern India. Total basin size of the Kaveri river is almost 81,155 square kilometers. The Kaveri also has a large number of tributaries on the both sides of the river bank. Most important tributaries are Harangi, Hemavati, Simsa, Arkavati in the left side and Lakshmana Tirtha, Kaveni, Bhavani, Amravati in the right side. One of the most scenic waterfalls of India, Shivsamudram waterfalls, which are comprising two series of rapids. One of them is Bharchukki and other is Gaganachukki, is located on the Kaveri river. Total height of the waterfalls is about 100 meters and width also reaches 100 meters in the rainy season. This Shivsamudram falls is very attractive place for tourists, and it is also most important for generation of hydroelectric power, which supply power to Mysore, Bengaluru and the Kolar goldfields. The Kaveri water dispute between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka is one of the biggest water dispute for the nation. From the year of 1991, violence has been started due to the dispute. After many years of protest and violence, in the year of 2018, the Supreme Court ordered to form the Kaveri board and solve the water sharing problem between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. For solving Kaveri water dispute, Indian government constituted a Kaveri Water Management Authority and Kaveri Water Regulation Committee. As per an order by the Supreme Court, 284.75 thousand million cubic feet water will get Karnataka and 404.25 thousand million cubic feet water will get Tamil Nadu. Let's know about Krishna river system. The Krishna is also one of the major east flowing river in peninsular India. The Krishna rises from Western Ghat near Jor village just north of Mahabaleshwar of Satara district in Maharashtra at a height of 914 meter from the mean sea level. The river flows through Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh and finally discharges itself into the Bay of Bengal at Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh. Here, the Krishna forms a large delta with a shoreline of about 120 km. Total length of the Krishna is about 1400 km. The Krishna river basin is one of the largest river basin in India. Area is about 2,58,948 square km. The Krishna has also several numbers of tributaries on both sides of the river bank. Most important tributaries are Bhima, Musi, Dindi in the left side and Koyna, Panchganga, Dudganga, Ghatprabha, Malaprabha, Tungabhadra in the right side. Koyna is a small right bank tributaries of the Krishna, but it is well known for Koyna Dam, which was the main cause of disastrous earthquake occurred in the year of 1967, which killed 150 people. Ecologically, the Krishna is one of the disastrous rivers in the world, as the river causes heavy soil erosion during the monsoon season. There are numbers of projects and dams on the Krishna river. Most important are the Tungabhadra project across the Tungabhadra river, the Srisailam project across the Krishna river, the Nagarjuna Sagar dam across the Krishna river, the Ghatprabha project across the Ghatprabha river, the Bhima project across the Bhima river and so on. The delta area of the Krishna basin is a flat front area. Coastal cyclonic rainfall of high intensity and short duration makes flooding. Let's know about the Mahanadi river system. The Mahanadi river system is the third largest river system of peninsular India. The Mahanadi rises from south of Sihowa town in Dhamtari district of Chhattisgarh at a height of 890 meters. The Mahanadi flows through the state of Chhattisgarh and Odisha and finally discharges itself into the Bay of Bengal. Near Paradip, at Falls Point, Jagatsinghpur in Odisha. Just before entering into the Bay of Bengal, Mahanadi creates several distributaries and forms one of the largest delta in India. Total length of the Mahanadi is about 900 km. The Mahanadi has also several numbers of tributaries. Most important are the Sionath, the Hasdeo on the left side, and the Ong, the Jonk on the right side. The Hirakud Dam is one of the major multipurpose dams completed after the independence, situated across the Mahanadi River at Sambalpur district of Odisha. The Hirakud Dam is about 15 km long, is the largest dam in the world. Let's know about some most important west-flowing river of peninsular India. Let's know about the Narmada River. The Narmada is the largest west-flowing river of India. The Narmada creates the conventional border between North and South India. The river rises from a tiny reservoir named Narmada Kund at the Amarkantak Hills in East Madhya Pradesh at a height of 1048 meters. The river flows through a reed valley, lies between the Satpura and Bindhu ranges. The river flows through the state of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat, and finally discharges itself into the Gulf of Khambat of the Arabian Sea. Total length of the river is about 1312 km. The Narmada has several numbers of tributaries on the both sides of the river bank. Most important are Banjar, Ser, Sakkar, Dudhi, Tawa, Kundi, Dev on the left side, and Hiran, Silgi, Barna, Khari, Uri on the right side. Kanha National Park, Satpura National Park and the Panjmari Biosphere Reserve are situated beside the Narmada River. The Narmada doesn't form any delta in its mouth, but it forms an estuary in its mouth. The Narmada Bachao Andolon was started in the year of 1985, centering on the construction of a dam on the river Narmada, led by Baba Amte and Medha Patekar. For this movement, Baba Amte and Medha Patekar got Right Livelihood Award in the year of 1991. In the year of 2018, Statue of Unity was constructed on the river of Narmada, which is dedicated to the Iron Man of India Vallabhbhai Patel. It is about 182 meter high. Dhuadhar waterfalls originated on the Narmada River, which is an important place of tourism. Let's know about Tapi. The Tapti or the Tapi is the second largest west-flowing river of India. The Tapi rises from Multai Hills of Madhya Pradesh at a height of about 752 meters from the mean sea level and flows through Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. And finally, the river discharges itself into the Gulf of Khambat of the Arabian Sea. Total length of the Tapi is around 724 km. The Tapi also has several tributaries on both banks. There are 14 major tributaries. Most well-known dam of India, Ukai Dam, constructed across the Tapi River. Let's know about the Luni. The Luni is the main river of Rajasthan, which rises from the Aravalli ranges near Ajmer. Here it is known as Sagarmati. When Sagarmati meets with the Saraswati, then the river is known as Luni. The river finally discharges itself into the marshy land of Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. Total length of the Luni is about 495 km. The Luni has also numbers of tributaries. The Jojari is the only right bank tributary of the Luni river. There are also 10 major left bank tributaries. Most important are Jawai, Sukri, Bandi, Guhia and so on. Dantiwara Dam, Sipu Dam, Jaswant Sagar Dam are the most important dam built on the Luni river. Due to higher salinity of Luni river, Luni is called as Salt River. That's all for today. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, then please press the like button and share with your friends. To get more new video, please subscribe my channel.